Mahendra,
Yeah,
I'm delighted to have you back with us on the IIT Guwahati
yeah,
campus. Typography Day 2013 really got you back over
yeah,
here.
yeah.
And I think it's been a gap of nearly 7 years
Yeah, six,
since
7 years.
you
Yeah,
came last.
okay.
So I'm
Yeah,
very happy that you're
yeah.
with us. How was your experience of the Typography Day, particularly in terms of presentations and the.
Oh, very good. I think very warm welcome by IITG, and I'm really happy to see whole campus develop after 6 years. You have lots of good faculty, new faculty. The students are little different than what I came 6 or 7 years back. They were more technology and less devoted to design. But this time, probably there are software students. They were keenly interested to attend, respond, and all sort of things. It was a good experience. The guest house is beautiful. Such a flower, fauna, the environment, the lake, and all has developed into good thing. As a professionally, I have good satisfaction of interacting with people. Also contributing to young people. I'm already 70 plus, and still it's very ego satisfying that people care for old technology, uh, basics which they respect. I thought today's technology with mindset, people take it granted what is basic design and they go further. But and there's a gap between what technology can give and what human hand, mind, and eye can give you. And it went very well. It went very well.
So recently, I mean, that brings a very interesting
Yeah.
point that I feel amazed that even now you actively are teaching in Pune and teaching in Coimbatore
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
You continue to interact with young people. It's so heartening to see young people really
Well,
looking
after
up to you.
retiring from NID, I decided I don't want to teach anywhere full time.
Okay.
You remember you talked to me when I was in Ecograda to
Yes,
come here
yes.
for a year or so. That was the reason because I didn't want to have any full time responsibility. Yes. I decided only to explore and venture into what I know and what I'm comfortable with, and also what I can contribute best. So that was letter design and typography. As a byproduct, because I have a time, I went into signage design and map design. But my major focus has been letter design and typography. And you will be surprised that Guwahati takes certain credit because after almost 30 years of work, 1972 I started with my Devanagari type design. And today we are discussing and they are launching my type design in the market. I mean, it's a good thing and it's a good occasion. And probably I am venturing into a new uh, avatar or life where I will be spending more on consultancy in terms of advising young mind, training young mind only on type design
Okay.
of all Indian scripts. And it is normally I was talking about matching to bilingual or trilingual thing. This time we are talking matching all the Indian script together
Oh, amazing.
with style, weight, and as I was talking in my that presentation of launching, that it is not design style based. It is ideal, perfect, functional font, which would work for text as well as for display and signage, but all readable. There is no anxiety about style. The anxiety would be different weights and different choices of weight, so there would be enough graphic choices. Other thing, what I am very excited is about family. Yeah, I'm free from all family responsibility, and then I enjoy only me and my wife, and I have time to travel, stay, and other thing. Teaching has been very satisfying experience because both Symbiosis and MIT where I go, they respect my expertise, interest, and experience, and they don't involve me in administrative. So whatever time I
You're
give, they
focused.
focus on teaching,
Absolutely,
and
yes.
students are amazing. My class goes almost 100%. That way, it's good.
So that brings me to the point
Yeah,
a lifetime of teaching
yeah.
and the changes that you may have seen. What is special about generation
Oh,
today?
there's a change in me also. Many of our old students, I mean, just been Rajiv Parekh in Bombay, in Kala Ghoda, and she realized that what she has seen me as a teacher 25 years back, which is highly disciplined, highly skilled, and suddenly she sees me more humanist, more accommodative, and more student centric. Because I realized hard way that discipline can't be imposed. Discipline can
It's more,
be
more
evolved. So the moment you don't say discipline, discipline comes itself from it, and it respect. You cannot say respect me. It just emerges out of it and the way you behave. And other thing I learned, when you do teaching learner based, you create learning. You don't teach. You don't worry what you know. You worry about what students can learn or want to learn or what aspire to learn. So for me, the major change as a teacher has happened that I don't see anything bad.
okay.
All students are good, their learning are good, the outcome can be little better or maybe based or worse or thing. And other habit we have at NID is what you call that constructive criticism. We are not afraid to say. At the same time, we are not afraid to accept if we don't know it or if we have done something wrong or hurt somebody's feeling. So as a human being, as a teacher, human being, I have come out of those designer ego or teacher ego or even NID ego as such. Other thing is today, you are lucky to have in government college. I go to private colleges. You know, there are so many students want to come to design. Design has become now a uh, discipline where many people want to make their career. And not all people can afford to get into IITs or NIDs. And many of the students have made choices, but they are wrong choices, and they have gone to software or multimedia or commerce. And they want to correct that. These private colleges with their postgraduate program or advanced entry program allows for this. So far they have a keen interest and commitment and money. In private colleges charge very high. Now these people take students in number 60, 80, 100. This year 120 students in a batch. So it's a new way of dealing with number and maintaining quality. I mean, imagine you have to speak to 120 students. Sometimes I demonstrate same thing 4 times. Now new technology allow, but new technology is a cold technology. They look at the LCD projector, but their mind is not there. But when you show by hand and when you talk about it, you capture. It's like mesmerizing them with that. Other quality what we NIDians have is learning by doing. So we are not only theory based. We don't only talk theory or applied theory. We immediately demonstrate. So that hand skill, judgmental skill, and assessment skill what we carry is very rare nowadays with teachers. They either have one of them or another doesn't. And students they see through and they really respect that sort of thing. And even they are dull students. There are students who are not in design, product design, fashion design, even multimedia and animation. They get interested because of the teaching empathy with students.
Okay.
They said, don't worry whether we learn or not, but you give us more confidence. You give us more insight and sensitivity. Doesn't matter, then it relates with anything in life. I tell them design is common sense. It's really common sense. Even teaching is common sense. Isn't it in our house, how we really teach our children, how we tolerate their lifestyle, their habits of eating pizzas, getting up late, not coming in time. I mean, that's today's lifestyle. Now, if you understand and then work with them, they immediately appreciate.
So, in terms of your a typical course in typography that you will be taking, have you modified your approach to teaching typography? Have there been any new experiments that you?
I have gone more from precision and skill to more concept based, and my teaching is more creating understanding, clarity of vocabulary, and sensitivity. And more important is internalization. I don't know, if they do all those things, they're sensitive, they have knowledge, but if they don't internalize, it has no value. And once they internalize, that confidence has to be built. So in order to build confidence, they have to apply or demonstrate what they have internalized. So it goes under stages. Another thing is, I take it granted that they don't know anything. It means my teaching methodology has changed from best student to mediocre students. Best students are anyway going to be best. They are going to work whatever situation they are going to be. But those mediocre or those indifferent students, you know that American system of happening. You involve them, you ask them, you question them, you challenge them, and sometimes you drag them, you embarrass them. That my God, I was not attending this, and other students values this much, and so there is a motivational technique which I have learned over the time. Other thing is, in seminar like this, for example, you put me in that workshop, only 5 were applied art students.
All the others were
Others, almost 25 were non-applied or non-design students. Now, how would you talk to them? So you won't talk about capital and lowercase. You would go to their level and say first ABCD, second ABCD, and slowly build that confidence and go to higher level of that. Now, many of us have ego. How come they don't understand? Why should I spend my energy and time? I realize if you spend in the beginning some energy and time, later on you harvest best out of it.
But in terms of your methods,
It's same.
Does the computer play any role in
Oh yeah.
today's time?
Okay. Now IDC has only 4 days.
Okay.
Oh, lighter design course, they start on Thursday, Wednesday has that other course, and they finish on Tuesday. So on Saturday, Sunday are holidays. So in that case, you have no choice, and they are mature students. So you teach maybe, or what I do, I don't call, I replace them. I challenge them and say, do you know? Let's go further. You don't know? Better do it. And demonstrate it. So it waves, it shakes them up, and it makes them that confidence, and immediately after the first 3 hours, I go for complex. I start with simple, I take away all mediocre thing, and I go to most complex thing. And in second round, I ask, and I don't work on number, no more quantity.
Okay.
I take only representative but qualitative work. And for me, quality is not clean work. Because clean and precise work, computer can give like that. So I focus on clarity of intention, objective, and character, style.
Okay.
So do they want to do, and sometimes you teach theory while exploring them. So you say, is it classic? Is it neoclassic? How about this? And many of this teach, how about this works better than why not this? So, and they feel that they have done it. There's an illusion. Ownership. Yeah. On the other hand, you contribute almost 80% to their learning. Okay. But they feel you are just around there, you are looking from their back, and they are doing all the work. What on computer I do is, because I cannot compete their computing and application skill, I create tasks, and I say what is control point, what is Bezier point, what is quality of point, and I allow them to, in confidence, they overdo it or they do wrongly. So what you do, you allow them and then demonstrate partly, just indicative teaching, don't correct everything. And in case of, let's say I'm taking 58 students, you cannot go to each student. So what I do is I put all students together. And nobody knows where Mahendra would go or whose case study I'll take.
That's very interesting.
So everybody is prepared, and then I would say, okay, let's discuss this. Whose work is this? Oh, your work. But do you understand? So I would pick suddenly third person. So everybody is becoming alert. And then one explain, and then I explain, and then if I see somebody who is indifferent, or I find he has certain comprehensive problem or something, I say, I don't understand him. How about you? Have you understood it? So there is sense of involvement and engagement in the class. Now this is technique. If you engage 2 students, believe me, all other 50 start engaging, because they know. And other thing is same thing as in this interview. I don't worry about my voice. I make sure that everybody register what I say. Many of us are shy to speak loud, or I consider my writing on a whiteboard that last person should be able to read. And I love whiteboard and chalkboard.
Okay.
Because this smart board, it is little bit too much for me. So I create almost like a story and storytelling through it. And sometimes I rub out purposely. And I have another habit. Whatever I do, I take a mobile shot of it.
Okay.
Because when you teach or when you talk, you don't remember what you do and what you constraint you build. And sometimes vocabulary, I don't prepare. After so many years, it comes like alap. It comes naturally to you. And I don't repeat same thing again. What I do, I think we discussed this. I have 3 ways of teaching same thing. So every year I keep on changing. After 3rd year, I don't remember even what I teach 3 years back. So it is changing. And even I refer, I am different. So my senior students cannot even rag or advise my junior students.
When I see, hear you talk on these terms, one thing that I would be very curious to know about is over these years there have been so many students who graduated, they are now professionals. When you reflect back on that crop of type designers who have been trained and taught up by you, I'm sure there would be some wonderful work that they may have carried forward. I'm sure you may want to share some of the experiences. How you've seen your students grow as professionals.
One is as professor, other is business. Okay. In design business, and design is no more only drawing board work or a visualization and concept. Doing concept, visualization and design detailing is one part, design presentation, and I realized design management and design business are quite different. And luckily, because of my son and because of my relation with some graduate, I bring in my talk our case study at NID and other case studies, and even we don't do it, its relevance in design management, design detailing and design business. And some of like Sujata or our Joydeep, even Priti Vyas, Sonal. Imagine hardcore typography person going in advertising, in branding, in fashion, and
they're literally one of the most successful
and they take letter design as a basic way of looking at things. And there are type designers. Unfortunately, in this country, type design is still not flourished. It is only after Reading and IDC started this PhD program in typography, people start becoming aware, last 5 years only. Not many success stories still in type design. Even all of IDC people, they are doing type design, they are doing theory and all, practical things, still they are what you call limited to customized thing, and there is nothing on larger scale, which we hear all those type designers in Europe and other countries have done. Time has come, and that would
I think
happen.
today's time, Indian language,
Yeah.
so many languages that we have, and the beauty in each of those
Yeah.
letter forms
Yeah.
that we see in type design. Uh, have there been very good case examples which you feel, oh, this is a remarkable achievement on the part of type designers for Indian?
One new thing is taking modern type design is type style,
Okay.
and there's a big thing talked about is branding and identity design,
Yes.
and many people feel that basic knowledge of letter form and typography adds tremendous value, which is going to be brand identity and branding in future, because branding is mood and feel of that. So you were asking how I changed my courses. So my course has gone from pure letter design to logotype design,
Okay.
logotype to identity design.
Okay.
So identity goes even beyond logotype design, and letter design to brand business or identity business. For example, multilingual logotype. You do letter form, then you logo, then that same logo is in Chinese, in Bengali, in Hindi, in Russian, and in Devanagari. Or same people sells clothes, electronic, detergent, and deal with education power. Now, how would we have that parent identity, sub identity? So, I don't say graphic design, but I fuse graphic element. Still, I focus on, because for me, letter forms are graphic forms.
Yes.
So, color, images, icons, recallability, relevance, all those terms you might have never heard me talking in my early days. Even uniqueness, all those things, even visual stimuli and visual excitement. Because visually it should be striking and it should be different. Differentiation, competitors, how does it stand? We all talk. And it amazingly sometimes doing nothing. I give one other good example to students. Sometimes they have to learn to do nothing. Many times design means adding things, creating 10 different variations. If you don't show that, it is not designed. So sometimes I say, selectively say, I want to remain square or circle. I want to have monoline and I want to explore this. But then your challenge it with that simple thing, how can you bring value addition into it?
Really sets them thinking.
Thinking. And it is more challenging to have a simple element and create complexity or complex meaning to it, rather than take complex meaning which is already illustrated. So that capability is it's really appreciated by institutions and students both.
And when you set your constraints tighter
Yeah.
to come up with creative
Because
solutions.
today's time, very few students have. Everybody going for advertising, branding. Even I had ventured into moving typography. I don't want to go into it because, telling you very frankly, from NID's time, what they call cinematography or video or animation require different type of social world view, and it require greater insight as a understanding life, behavior, psychology. I'm being in letter form, I have more visual world rather than a social cultural thing. So I avoid it. But I tried that also, and there's a teamwork.
True.
Then you team with people and you contribute and you do that sort of thing. Because at that, you cannot stay, you have to change, and you have to change with time.
True.
That's what it is.
So in today's time, when it comes to design research, if
Yeah.
I say so, in
Yeah.
the area of type design or even signage systems,
Yeah.
what is the kind of directions forward that you think we should be probing in design education particularly?
Yeah.
What changes should we be making to accommodate this transformation that is currently.
I think in signage design, we were talking about signage design, signage graphics. Now thing has gone beyond it is called wayfinding design.
Yeah.
And wayfinding is not only giving color or a shape or choosing font. It is numbering system, recognizing, copy, how often we should write, where should we write, official name, what you call spot name, and the direction name, should it be same? So strategy, design strategy. And seeing from user's point of view, administrator's point of view, end user's point of view, technological point of view. We are just tomorrow, Monday we are going to start a course. Believe me, they give me 2 days to do this whole strategy, and 3 days they want to execute. This is what private colleges are. But then it's challenge. There are 50 students. We are going to make them in 2 batches. We'll have on-move theory. This is new way of teaching.
Yes.
I would get them together and I start walking with them on a campus and start talking about, is it right, how about this, what is happening, where is the confusion, what makes confusion, should it be like that, should it be, what are the other ways. So what you teach on a whiteboard, if situation is there, we'll teach on the spot. Or we create same sort of situation on whiteboard. Suppose same thing is going to be in Russia. You can't go and walk in Russia. So we stretch students' thing on that sort of a thing. And we do that, but I think wayfinding is most important. And I think that NID thing, unless you have basic level clarity, which design process, nothing can happen. And luckily, both this MIT and Symbiosis traces on that model. That
A lot of emphasis on
and a process, and in terms of a customized process. You don't have to follow as a formula.
Applied
and when we talk about statements, the statements should be minimal but communicative, because there are people who writes essays and become verbo. So we don't talk about English at all. Sometimes we talk about visual statement. Even those things should be talked visually. In map design, I have not done much work because now map design is going digital.
Yes.
Yeah, with 3G and all, and with GI system. So I have not gone into it, but it is very amazing the way Google Maps and on mobile it works. And most of the things now are going towards this digital interactive media. Still there is a place for what they call print or carry thing, because India has multiple things. So I go into, I think you were not there, you were doing taking that packaging design, you remember, and graphic and packaging was going together. I'm doing folder design, creative folding. So how information can be folded, it's like animating. There is orientation, there is navigation, there is hierarchy, there is storytelling. So it is not flat, or it is not a packaging device to put information, but it is revealing information. And that is another way of teaching typography. So this is new way I venture into it, and this institute are little open. So far I go with the advanced, that's why it is called advanced typography. So you can keep on changing approaches and all these things.
One point of curiosity in the present context is a number of design schools are now coming up all over the country. Number of private players in that. Of course, centrally supported institutions like NID, IITs, and the numbers are still just picking up. But one of the way forward is perhaps art schools emphasizing on
design inputs.
Would you think that's a way forward in terms of?
But I realize most of the applied arts, fine arts, and craft schools still they started using word graphic design. They started using graphic arts or visual arts.
Yes, visual arts.
they realized importance of industrial wording and titling their courses. But still, because of their machinery and that thing, they continue teaching same thing. It's high time for them, because all our postgraduate students would come from them. Most of the industry, 80% goes from them. How many students, even NID, CST thing would support them? 200, 300, 400 good graduates at the end of it. So I think there's a need. Only the thing is, even in these new schools like Symbiosis or MIT or even to some extent DJ school, except IDC, IIT and NID and to some extent CST, they have a big problem of design mindset of faculty.
Okay.
Even these people, because they are private college, they have taken recruitment here and there. The NID nourishing to design thinking. We were ordinary people, but they really develop us into design teachers and institutional teaching.
Yes.
You know, I know drawing, so I learn drawing to teach. No, institutional requirement is drawing is tool for communication, construction drawing, product rendering, communication skills. So that sort of brief what these schools, our two schools gives, are not, they don't have time. They take 120 students, faculty is busy. The refresher courses, very people, I think they realize this, but they don't know how to go about. I think their management, they recruit, there is no money problem. They recruit many people. Other thing is people. Those who come, new recruitment, they feel they are professor. You know, our new scales have this. You recruit as an associate professor, assistant professor. If you take me assistant professor and you say you will have to learn to teach design way or different way to this, that NID and IDC have broken because of rotating responsibility and no hierarchy. You remember even this Nina Sabnani, who was student, can become a head of your department and you report to her, she become your HOD or a project head. NID had that, and even IDC and you have that rotating. So the institutional ownership and belongingness is much higher.
Yes.
Here, director बोलता है तो मैं करता हूँ. It is HOD's problem, not my problem. And 5:30, everybody packs, go home. That is nonsense by new institutions who are 10, 15, 20, 30 kilometers from away. I can pity my faculty traveling every day for 1.5 hours to 2 hours to come to institute and they have to go back. I mean, so naturally they would. Even student, how many colleges have hostels and accommodation?
There's infrastructure just for the...
60 for example, they have to travel. Now, luckily MIT have their 2 hostels, Symbiosis have. Early stage they had the same problem. Now they are a little better with students' accommodation and such. Now they are becoming aware that they create campuses. They create a total institution rather than colleges. And it is coming to. But I think major problem is teachers' training. Modern training, most of the teachers have a training in teaching. But if you only teach and if you don't have real industrial experience, when you take people with 2-3 years experience outside and then they have no further challenge experience, then they think that's full stop and that become case study and they start and your student know and can deal with much more complex. So I think faculty required to work on at least every 2 years. Institutional or outside project, or at least 3 years, that little sabbatical leave for 6 months or 3 months, they should go out or institute should create projects for them. Many of us talk about Symbiosis, we talk about industrial cell and MIT takes, but we don't know how to deal with it. They require infrastructure, people devoted to that. And I mean, it's not easy to accept people can do professional work and still do academics as such.
So just to sort of strengthen that linkages,
Yeah.
how do you think professional design houses and institutional, what kind of a partnership should be there to strengthen and make it integral part of learning as an
It
education
started
system?
already. This institute have only core faculty,
Okay.
what you call coordinating faculty, and one or two are expertise. They very much depend on visiting faculty,
Okay.
and most of the visiting faculty have advantage to call from industry. And this institute, because of they are private, many of them even run courses over weekend and give off other days. MICA in Ahmedabad is like that, SIST is like that, MIT is like that. There are many filmmakers who can't come, many people from Bombay can't come. They hold courses in Saturday, Sunday and give students off day. Even faculty compensatory leave they give to Saturday. They are little versatile. They have learned hard way that if they don't have, they have to get it outside. Other thing is industrial placement for student. Government institute started with government institute and government based industry. The private college, the owners or that godfathers come with industrial context. And if children or students are paying 2.5 to 3 lakhs rupee of fee every year, they themselves bring opportunities. I'm surprised when I say let's do and let's pitch a project on identity. I'm at the third year level, they bring such a brilliant real life and real problems. And their context, their relations, parents and things are much higher than me, poor Pantuji or teacher. Do you understand? Unfortunately, I come from a middle class and we've been teacher for 40 years. But I realized that, and their parents are more excited about their kid than even we sometimes. So they take, I think that way, our students themselves are creating industrial environment and bringing, and some of them are very well informed and they bring project which is unthinkable. One of my students work on publication design, wrote to a management person in England whose management book is very dry, but his bestseller. It's heavily text-based. And these students suddenly have an idea that why not I do abstract illustration which doesn't relate with management because he doesn't understand management, but make something for his book that his book even become more visually exciting. I mean, imagine they search opportunity, they cook up opportunity. Philosophy, one student's work on philosophy, everybody hates philosophy. How to make philosophy interesting? Now, if I break my head also, I won't come across such a problem. It's Ranjan's thing, yeah, that such opportunity, such challenges. These students don't require even that course because they move around so much and they bring it and you learn much. Another thing we have started, because none of us are complete in symbiosis. What we do, we become a group teaching. I am not perfect, Manohar is not perfect, so what will we do? So we sit together. We allow students to go anywhere. But every second week of month, for 1 week, we give appointment to students.
Okay.
So there are one mentor, one guide, and there is a feedback panel, including one external faculty. It was two last juries. 4 juries takes and keep on giving feedback. So one teacher is complete, and every teacher has a bias. Design is subjective, believe me. Now, when I am saying, you are also looking what I am saying. Sometimes we think twice, and we think logical, and we think constructive. So even there is an audit on teachers, and there is audit on students because all students are there. So one student learn from other student, presentation technique, quality of work, design. We have this system. If you don't take that project, other person has a right to take a project. Okay. So that two concepts come. Everybody, and if other person give a credit that is her or his concept, I'll build upon it.
Just a word about the direction of wayfinding.
Yeah.
The kind of developments in that.
Yeah.
Do you want to share some of your professional experience in that area of work?
Yeah. I think
there's some exciting projects that you did.
Tirupati, even NID itself was a breakthrough project because in a government institute you should have Hindi first, Hindi same size, and reality in NID is Hindi is hardly 10% and English is 90%. And you have to meet government and institutional because we are under central government, and that design solution to use Hindi first, same size, but weight differences, arrow relations was a very design. It satisfied the purpose, it satisfied the design. Other is that simple non-design solution, just twisting the pipe, putting just 2 screws to the panel and adjusting what is that called, PVC panels and making thing which is changeable was a breakthrough in signage.
It's very interesting. It was suspended from the ceiling.
Yeah.
The floor being absolutely clear.
Completely clear. And you see only signage, don't see structure. Sometimes structures are so overpowering that you don't see signage. In Tirupati, it was completely different. Signage should not be seen. Only God should be seen. So it was very difficult that the signage should be silent, no maintenance, and 5 languages, 5 scripts, even forget about language, 5 different scripts. So creating non-language icons. Then Soumyajit Ghosal was there. Icon in a religious place, should it be universal or global, or should it be customized to local Indian so-called quote cultural graphics? So and then there are temples, but there are 5 different temples which are Shiva temple and different names. So even you have temple symbol, how would you do it? There are so many guest house and buses. So it was very interesting. And accidentally, I found that third fire ceramic technique, which become part of the class, and we printed all the signage and robust RCC triangular prism towers on which it went. It went very well. At opposite to that Hyderabad signage. Now, when you say wayfinding, when you no, Hyderabad tourism signage for whole city. We started with tourism signage, then it became international tourist, and then it came to we want to make an international heritage city. They wanted to claim that. So it went to all those stages, and we found naming, signage plan. Believe me, for 3 weeks I did nothing but travel in the streets, found out what are the critical decision making points, what are one ways, and from one point to other point how much distance it is there, what is desirable route and what is administrative route. Okay. And what are route people normally take, and then what you should guide so people would feel most comfortable and administrative people would have less problem. And we did total what they call signage plan, not signage graphics. And based on that we gave a brief to signage team who worked on the specific. And then signage, when you travel, but people are coming from other side, whatever you have traveled, they would be going through. So it is very complex. You have to think what is back and what is front, and how often you say, and where would you say. So it was all what you say users walk we did, and based on that we did, and it is language problem. There was Telugu, there was Urdu, there was English. We were not from Hyderabad, we were not from tourism. Even tourism people were not knowing which place to promote and which way. Some places they say it is, we want to, they were themselves not knowing whether it is left, right or how far it is. So we found 5 places, tourism department themselves had surprised. Names, place, how to reach people there. So we have developed total system which you don't have to ask anybody and you can reach all your destinations. There were 52 destinations and we created whole planning. That is wayfinding. Numbering system, naming system, location spot system, and arrow. There is a arrow is very tricky. Whether you say left, left, up, left, loud, and many times you say backside. I have seen your sign there, A and B. You say this way, people would say, oh, it is other way around. So there is a confusion of that kind. And we have created 2-3 different, to take away confusion, create a new arrow system for that as such. So for me, wayfinding is strategy planning.
Okay.
First, simultaneously language planning. You know, many people offer standardization. If you say bilingual, everything bilingual. No. Certain things can be without language. Certain things can be one language. Certain things can be bilingual. So even language policy, without rigid mind, what should be said, where, what type of audience, what they require, should be. Other thing, reading distance, traveling, other thing. Third is visibility at night, day, what you require, all those things. And testing. I think that person asked, our friend Sikwar asked about this. Theoretically, you go to X height, 200 times X distance to the reading distance, ideal thing. But in practical, you have to test all your basic icon, color, typography in all those distances physically, because there are so many parameters. You can keep one parameter in mind, color, contrast, and you check, but you forgot about style or a weight or even human condition, familiarity and all. So it is better to test it out before you put it. In signage, I think that you can simulate this. You don't have to go to the same site as such.
So good, Mahendra.
Yeah.
I mean, wayfinding, signage system being one very rich sort of projects in that domain.
But now both are taken away by this GI system. You don't require signage even.
Yeah, they're totally new parameters.
New parameters, and I'm amazed the way. And I want to do it, but it is researched so well. Thousands of people would be working on that to make little program, and I realize another thing very hardly, that you don't have to do everything. I think now we should understand our interests, our capability and our contribution, and be proud of it, and be proud to involve others and share both earning, credit and work as such. Because we were very selfish when we started, because we wanted to do artwork, printing, supervision, sometimes even packaging of that. Now it is a complete different field as such.
I'm just looking at the generation forward. These young minds who are there. If there's some words of wisdom that you would like to give them, what would that be?
No fear of technology, and they don't have fear, but I think patience and open-mindedness. The more technology you know, technology brings rigidity along with it, or a formula way, and you depend on technology very much rather than sensitivity. My more of the course is taking in choice making. Your software can give so many choice. By mistake, your finger presses one key or another number, it changes. So are you owner? Do you own what you tell it? Do you know what you are doing it? So there is many of my courses focus on what you call, I season them, I focus them and say, do only this. You have within this you make choices. So they are almost mesmerized and they are forced into situation. Then and after 1 week, after you do all those basic exploration and choice making and vocabulary, you free them. You do anything and then you don't have to taste everything. Because today, in your time and my time, you would do A to Z, vertical, horizontal. Nobody has that patience. So let us do representative, but let's give them vocabulary and choice making. If today's children are very sharp. Before you utter word, they go to net, put the word, they know about you, they know about your word. They say, sir, you were talking about transitional phase, but is this transitional? You say, where have you found? From a net. And I say, my God, I don't know it. And there may be transitional phase and rather than style and all. So how would you deal with today's generation? Is very, very fast, very sharp. I think our capability to deal with them and also relate with them. And at least my age it's very, very difficult, very difficult. I realize many of my colleagues have problem, can't cope with it. And younger the generation, more problem. Let me tell you very frankly, I have my colleagues who have come as associate professors, and just few days back, I was going with a formula for grid. I mean mathematics of grid, and I had those 58 students. So I say Excel sheet. I know Excel sheet very well. This person is multimedia who is head of computer studio and says, sir, I won't be able to help you. Now you understand, he knows all Coral Draw and all Excel sheet. Now for me, Word file, Excel sheet, PowerPoint, all those are mundane. It's like putting lighter and starting gas. Students are so clever. They before you say LCM, they go much faster. Even they don't know it, they can find answer to it.
Just sit in the class and do it for you.
Do it for you. And then because of your, I tell my friends also, get expertise in one field. Doesn't matter you are not expertise in other thing. I go to Cane and Bamboo, I don't know ABCD of Cane and Bamboo. Because I know of letter design, at least my curiosity or my comment have some maturity reflected. I may be stupid to ask certain question, but that maturity does reflect. All of us as a teacher or a professor or a contributor, elderly people, should have expertise and maturity in one of the field. That master of all, creating real problem.
So 5 qualities that you think a student should strive for.
Yeah.
Is
Openness.
openness.
Very good. Dedication.
Dedication.
Clarity. Whether they are taking assignment or they have to work for others, there has to be basic clarity and their capability to clarity. Communication. That time has gone, I do good work, you should see it. I think many of them come with that sort of background, and even designers have more ego. Yeah, I have done good design, you should see it. No shy. It is not English. It is the communication skill. And they should not shy away. In order to do communication, they should be able to articulate or state. So, clarity, statement, clear statement, and then communication skill. I think these are the 5 qualities everybody should have.
Being in the teaching
Yeah.
profession, with your rich experience, 5 qualities that you think a teacher in a design school should possess.
Modesty. I think second thing is skill. You should have preaching and practicing. Only theory or only teaching, only discipline, only having roll call in mind, you be in class, otherwise I'll punish you, you submit me in time, I don't know. What I expect openness from my students, I expect more versatility and understanding. Students can afford, I can't afford. In today's generation, have you ever scolded or beaten your child? Punish your child? Can you dream of punishing your child? No. We have emotional attachment. And our students are even more of that, and they are our bread and butter. So I personally feel that empathy with students and then demand things from them. One is what you preach, you should practice. Other is empathy with whom you teach, whether it is your colleagues. Third thing is documentation. I think many of us do good work, but there is poor documentation. You teach and forget, and many of them struggle. Tomorrow you have to do workshop, you search for it. There is some key documentation. Organizational, time and task organization, managing time. Many of my friends, talented friends, there are 5 students standing. Suddenly you go, you meet, suddenly the phone comes from the boss. They don't know how to manage multiple responsibility and tasks. Whom to say wait, come late, 1 minute, that sort of thing. I think we have to learn to manage ourselves and others. When I say others means many of us, they go and they have to take work from secretary. I know in my relation, they have secretary, they have coordinators. The coordinator secretary sit idle because they themselves don't know how to creatively. You remember Ashok Chatterjee? Decentralize and share responsibility and credit at the same time, which is most of us teachers, because all of us, whether you want or not, we are going to be administrators. We have to administrate students, learning, whatever it is. Only that art, I'm a teacher and it is others' job. So I think it is absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary.
Vandubhai, thank you so much.
Pleasure, pleasure. Nice to talk to you.
I'm delighted that I could get this opportunity to have you share your views.
Thank you.
And I hope the message reaches a young
Well,
mind.
and all the best to all young people and other institutions. And I hope I would have chances to prove what I say. And let me tell by heart that whatever I say, I own it completely. It comes from experience.